pay automatically. And if we get a contract with the state of Florida, at least that store will be able to pay their taxes on a daily basis.
You know, it makes a lot of sense to me just as a business person, especially taxes. We do turnarounds of companies that are in trouble, and more often than not, when they are in trouble, they foolishly do not pay their taxes, be it either sales or 941s, both of which in most states and the federal government will hold people personally liable for. It would seem to me that just for the pure discipline of not letting people get their hands on the money, that I would want to have that if I was in a retail business. It just makes a lot of sense.
It really does, and there's two parts to that. One part is it makes it a lot easier for the person to do it in terms of bookkeeping and accounting, right? And it really makes a lot of sense for the government to do a contract with us to get daily remittance. But I remember when I had a store called the Magic Woodsman, I was selling Redwood Burl when I was way younger, and I was making all this money selling marijuana on the side, but I had this retail store. I was making $100,000 a month extra. And the guy came in, he said he's going to padlock my store because I didn't pay my state sales tax on $25,000 of sales. And I looked at this guy, and here I am, this hotshot kid making all this money. I didn't know how to pay my taxes. I didn't know anything about the paperwork. The same thing with a lot of young entrepreneurs out here in California. They have no clue. Right? And then the people that do have a clue, it does make it a lot more easier, and it's certainly behooving to any state and city government to get it remitted on a daily basis.
So tell us more about the structure of the company. You talked about, and you alluded to it early in the interview, and I wanted to ask you more about this. When you changed the name of the company and announced its new mission, you said the stock rocketed. What did it go from?
Well, as Club VivaNet, we were trading. There's no sizzle in debit cards. Yes, we had a lot of big accounts, and we spun that company off, and we still do have a lot of big accounts, and that company's grown dramatically since then as well. But we spun. There's no one gets excited about a debit card, right, or a gift card. So we changed the name to Medical Marijuana. That day, we were trading around about 25 cents. That day, it went to 90 cents, and it slowly climbed to $2.41. When I say slowly, I mean the next few weeks, right? That's a fairly rapid, steep curve. And then it split, 1 to 10 forward split. It went back down to 24 because everyone got 10 times this amount of stock, but it goes to 1/10 the price. And then from 24, the next 2 days, it traded like 2.5 million shares. It was like this feeding frenzy. It really created a sensation, and it doubled in the next 2 days.
Bruce,
think it doubled the next day.
We have to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for our final segment of the show and the remainder of our interview with Medical Marijuana Inc. CEO Bruce Perlowin.
Welcome back to Corporate Strategies. Be sure and check out our website at corporate-strategies.net. Now, once again, here's Tim Connolly.
And, of course, I'm co-hosted today with my good friend Gary Cella and my son Sean Connolly, who actually located Medical Marijuana Inc., and Bruce Perlowin, their CEO. And, Bruce, you just relayed the most amazing story on stock appreciation I've heard in the last 20 years. So reiterate really quickly, because we were a little squeezed for the break. Your stock went from 25 cents the day you renamed the company to Medical Marijuana, and what happened after that?
Okay, so the stock, the day we did the name change, it went from 25 cents to 90 cents. And I say it slowly climbed because I'm used to meteoric growing companies that we've owned. But it did go very fast. 2 to 3 weeks, it went up to $2.41. May have been a month, and at the most it was 6 months. We're only 10 weeks old today. Okay, so it went up to $2.41. It somewhere around $2.41. It split 1 to 10 forward split, so everybody got 10 times the value, 10 times as much stock. But it went back down to 24 because it's 1/10 the price. And then the day that happened, right after the split, we traded around 2.5, a little more than 2.5 million shares. It doubled in those 1 or 2 days to 50, And since then, it's been slowly climbing. It went up to around, I don't know, somewhere around 60 cents, and now it's stabilized around 50, 53. The last 2 days, it closed at 53 cents. You know, solid trading for the last week of nice, you know, again, we're 10 weeks old, so I don't have a lot of history to go by, just this meteoric growth, and now a nice, solid, beautiful trading stock around 50, 53.
What a remarkable story, huh, Gary?
That's pretty amazing, and it's an industry that most people wouldn't think to pursue. So that was very good insight in your part to go after an industry that people just would not even recognize when it was right in front of them.
Well, Bruce, I hope I get a chance to meet you this week. I'm going to be in Huntington Beach, and I understand you're in Marina Del Rey. Is that correct?
Correct. We're in Marina Del Rey, looking to set up, you know, again, 10 weeks old. I've just been to California for about 8 days, looking to set up our corporate offices and my home out here now.
It's really an amazing story. So where do you go from here? Okay, your stock has rocketed. Obviously, your ability to raise capital is going to be good at this point. How do you take it from here? We've got about 2 minutes left here. Tell us where you take the company from this point forward.
Our second patent was a total inventory and management and tracking system where you're looking to legitimize the industry from seed to sale. And that was our second patent, so we can track all of that and create a legitimate industry as we're in the transition from an illegal to an illegitimate to a gray area to a now accepted and recognized new industry that is gigantic. We want to help make that transition and find all the solutions in every level to that industry, because it happens to be an industry I grew up in and know it, you know, in every fiber of my being.
That is truly an amazing story. You know what, Gary? This is ordinarily our segment that's the pick of the week, right? Mm-hmm. I think this is a pretty unique pick this week because it's such a unique space. And, you know, Bruce, I am astounded that you guys got ahead of this curve so completely, and I understand you're going to you said you are moving there to California, and you guys will be actively engaged out there marketing all this. Do you have any customers yet that you can disclose for the company's systems?
Oh, yeah. We have about 6 or 7. The one I can disclose is, you know, because you can't say stuff until you do a press release, but the Western Caregivers Collective, that's our first customer. We have already mocked up the tax remittance card for them. I'm now designing the back because, you know, the language in the back has to be very specific as to the law. It doesn't have to be, all right, but we're making it very specific to the law. There's some nuances in the law that we want to make sure we cover. And we'll be releasing those cards probably within the next 30 days, if not sooner. We move really quick. Okay, we have to break for the news. Bruce Perlowin, the CEO of Medical Marijuana, Inc., ticker symbol MJNA, a truly unique company. Talk to you in the next hour on Corporate Strategy.